Hello, welcome to this live. I'll just keep talking to myself till people join in. Hey Rohit. So before I start, I'll just can you give me a wave if you all can hear me clearly? Hi Anupama. Hey Joanne. Hey hey. Okay, great. So we have we have this awesome 10% off on our website www.outdoorgoats.com. So go get your gear. Okay, let's begin. Today we'll talk about the captivating world of calisthenics with none other than Anupama Shivacharya. Oops. All right. Yes, about calisthenics. For those who don't know about it, it's also called body weight training. It is a form of exercise where you use your own body weight to get fit. For example, think push ups, squats, handstands. Now, what's cool about it is that it's versatile and can be practiced anywhere from parks to beaches to even your living room for that matter. And you might wonder how does this relate to other outdoor sports? Well, it helps build core strength, balance, agility, etc. And these are foundational skills that greatly benefit other activities, whether you're surfing the waves, hiking up mountains, skating down the streets, any of it. A strong core and a good balance will always come in handy. And it's like building a strong base for your body that supports everything else that you do. Yes, everything. So today, to shed some light on the benefits of calisthenics, especially in outdoor sports, we have Anupama with us, and she's one of the very few certified female calisthenics coaches in India. And from riding the tide as she surfs to scaling majestic heights on her treks, she's truly a force to be reckoned with. And her journey exemplifies that with a solid foundation in calisthenics, the world is truly a oyster. And we are thrilled to have her here with us. So let me just add her and feel free to applaud. Well, um, so I've just added her. Yeah. If y'all have any questions, yay! She's here. Hello.
Hi, Gunjan. Good morning. Good
Good
afternoon.
morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
So happy to have you here.
my
Super
pleasure.
excited.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, we'll get right to it. So with every athlete, there's always a defining moment or a story or a why, a deeper motivation behind the passion. What's yours?
Um, okay, so when it comes to calisthenics, when it comes to calisthenics as a sport, I also competed as a calisthenics athlete in the nationals. It came from a space where, I was not taking care of my own health. And there was a point where, I saw myself from being decently athletic to suddenly not being able to climb stairs or going out of breath. And that felt very strange and very scary for me. So I started, until then, I was only doing whatever came along my way, like whatever school sports or, Zumba classes or whatever it is. But I think strength training, I got into it when I saw that I needed to take some effort towards it. So that led to,
I think everyone
calisthenics and
feels that.
coaching. And yes, yeah, it has to be something like really deep, like there has to be that moment that scares you, you know. Otherwise, you'll never get into it. So that's how I got into the sport of calisthenics. And with regards to the, what do you say, the coaching aspect of it, once I got into the sport, I had all my friends and the network from my work, school, college, everyone asking me, hey, can you teach me this? Can you teach me handstand? Can you teach me that? Or can you teach me how to do a push up? So then I felt the need of, because I come from a computer science background, so I didn't have any idea about biology. So I felt the need to certify myself and learn about the subject before I could take responsibility for somebody else's training. And but the joy of, how do I put it, like seeing people get to their first push up or first pull up, it's almost equivalent to me getting my first pull up. You know, it's just, it's joy just translates automatically. So it's very
I'm
fulfilling.
sure.
Yeah. So that's how I got into calisthenics.
Pull-ups are tough, I know. So, okay. Over the years, the world of sports and fitness has evolved tremendously. So, what keeps your passion for calisthenics and outdoor activities burning in this ever-changing landscape?
I think with calisthenics, it's just going back to the same point where, I spoke about being able to um, give back in some way, to help somebody in their personal journey or to impact people. That's what drives me. And with my outdoor activities and sports, I like to say that, as a child, I didn't really have a chance to take part in, like, I wanted to play basketball always, right? But I
Oh,
never
okay.
got a chance to do that because my parents, we lived out of many cities. My dad would get transferred frequently, so that didn't allow me the chance to start in any sport or any outdoor activity, right? So now I think I'm just letting my inner child do whatever it wants. So you, like, there's that, how to put it, there is that, if you speak to somebody from an older generation, they'll
I
be like, why are you still playing like a
wish.
child?
Okay, okay.
Yes, yeah. So, like, it's just making my inner child happy. So if whatever fancies my inner child, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hop on the surfboard or hop on a hike, or, like, whatever it is, like a skateboard, whatever. I just try to make my inner child happy.
I'm
And that's
sure
what pushes
everyone,
me.
yeah, everyone must be wishing that right now. If they could do it for themselves.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's start with calisthenics. Many people are not aware of that it actually started as an outdoor activity.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Yep.
shed some light on that?
Yes. While it does come under the category of strength training, calisthenics is often practiced outdoors, right? It originated as a form of fitness out of a necessity, where people couldn't either offer or afford a gym, or couldn't take weights along with them wherever, like example, our soldiers, right? They can't take weights along with them wherever
Mm-hmm.
they go, or are the in Europe specifically, calisthenics originated because people couldn't afford going to a gym because gyms
Right.
were very expensive,
Mm.
right? But building a calisthenics park, it's just a bar in out, like any outdoors, just setting up, welding a couple of rods and ensuring that's safe. That is less than quarter of the cost of a gym, right? So I think what happened is people in calisthenics who came up with calisthenics, they took every movement that they could from every other sport, like
Mm.
gymnastics. We use gymnastics rings in our calisthenics. If you see, there's one hanging right here. So, uh, like bars, or just aerobics, like anything that we could pick up from any other sport, we picked it up such that we could train every muscle in our body or attain whatever goal it is using our own body weight, right? And this is often done outdoors because, again, building an indoor thing is like more expensive. So
Right.
it, and even when calisthenics started in Bangalore, our community, the community that I trained with, we trained out of a park, and we would all
Mm-hmm.
gather in the evening after our work, after our college, after whatever, and we would just, keep a speaker, blaze music, whatever it is, and then practice, like hype each other up. And that's how it started before it became popular and gyms came up, even in Bangalore.
Like a huge party,
Yes, yeah, like
enhancing the experience.
yes, like an underground hip hop scene, something similar like that. Yeah, yeah,
That sounds fun.
yeah. It
But
was.
I mean, it is different. But how exactly would you say is it different from, say, gymming or running?
Okay. Running not so much because running falls into the this one of calisthenics, right?
Yeah.
The this one of idea of calisthenics is using your own body with minimal equipment, whereas in gymming you use equipment. Whereas like instead of you doing a chin up to train my biceps, I use like a barbell, like
Hmm.
to train my
Hmm.
biceps.
Hmm.
So as simple as that, right? I like to say that think of calisthenics as alphabets, okay, like ABCD. Okay. And with those alphabets, you can write a poem, you can write a journal, you can write a news article, you can write a novel, whatever it is. So calisthenics is like alphabets. What your goal is, you can use calisthenics to get there. So if it's becoming a better runner, a better surfer, or better calisthenics athlete, it's basically a base. It's alphabets of
You, you were a
workouts.
writer, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I was, yeah. I worked as a journalist previously, so yeah.
Okay. All right. But does it come to a point where it's not safe anymore, or I mean, have you ever faced an injury?
Touch wood in my past, not really, because I think any sport or activity,
True.
when you push too much and you're not giving that amount of recovery, you automatically, like your body, when it can't sustain the stress that you're putting through it, like it
Mm-hmm.
could be trekking, it could be surfing, it could be calisthenics itself, will give you an injury. So it all depends on how the client, or like I myself wanted to coach. So thankfully, I have a great coach, and I have very clearly told him the goals that I don't want to take or compete anymore. I just want to stay fit. I want to get to my first muscle up or something. So as long as you have a great guide, it is safe, because I'll tell you, a plank is still calisthenics. A plank, like sitting on the chair and getting up, is still calisthenics. Now, jump squats are also calisthenics. Human flags are also calisthenics. So there's different very levels to which you can go depending on how far you want to go in your journey.
Right.
So it all depends
So
on the guide and the person. Yeah,
true, true.
yeah.
So you mentioned you surfing as well. I mean, out of all the different sports, why surfing? What attracted you?
So, sports in general, I love, like any sport for that matter. You can put me on any ground or play field and I will love it. Okay. And of all the sports that I played football, volleyball, and a little bit of running and all of that. But what happened was the high that you get from surfing is, I think, the best, because I'll tell you, uh, like we were discussing yesterday or day before, when you're playing football, the number of variables is the ground. That's the first variable. The second variable is the opposition players. The
Hmm.
third variable is like maybe slightly like the climate or the temperature or your own teammates, right? These are the variables that are like there,
Hmm.
right? In surfing, your ground is not stable, it's water. Every wave is different. Like you might think that if you constantly play in the same ground with the same players, right, your progress is so much like quicker. Whereas with surfing, every wave is different, and you today you might think that, oh, I'm amazing, I'm killing it, I'm catching like every wave.
True.
Tomorrow the wave is going to beat you down. You're not going to be able to catch any wave, and like you're just going to get washed out on the shore and you're going to feel exhausted. So what happens is, when you do pop up on the board, when you are able to like catch that
Great.
wave, the high is so much, because there's so much effort that goes into this one. Uh, and what do you say? Like after playing so many sports, I was also going into it with a little bit of, uh, I think, ego, and surfing really humbled me. So I think,
So like, yeah, after
like they
catching every
say,
wave, we fall.
yes, exactly, exactly. And they say, right, teachers are people who never fully learn their subject. That's why
Yes,
they teach.
yes. Those who
So
can't.
surfing
Hmm.
was something like that, like something that, I couldn't immediately get it. And the challenge was kind of nice.
Lovely, lovely. And the core strength and everything. I mean, balance is like needed for both of these,
Yes,
calisthenics and
definitely.
surfing,
Yeah,
and you mastered that.
it it builds. Yeah, it builds. It's definitely like being fit. Definitely allowed me the stamina to be on or in the ocean for maybe one extra hour more than most other people. And that mentality that I had from competing in the calisthenics competitions, right, kind of pushed me. Like every time I fell down from the board, I was like, no, I need to catch the next one. No, I need to catch the. Keep going until like you're dead. So yeah, it did definitely help. It translates the balance, the strength, the stamina, all of it. Yeah.
The, any funny story, some mishap?
Oh, with surfing, there are plenty. I think one of the first ones that happened was so I was staying in the surf club where I was learning how to surf, and so I would surf all morning. And you know that mentality, right? I was talking about like you like get up, go, like you practice your pop-ups. So what happened in the middle of the night? I was turning, and like I was obviously asleep, and I wanted to turn. And I kid you not, I popped up on the bed subconsciously. Like I push the bed down, drag my foot, and I'm like halfway. I'm like, oh, okay, relax. You're not in water. You're in bed. This was, I think 6-7 days into surfing. I was staying there for a month. 6-7 days into surfing, it was so like I need to get that. That this was one of the incidents. And the second one is constant wardrobe malfunctions in surfing. Like this always, like, the nip slip, or like, the shorts coming off, or like, your top going up. So you jump back into water, and then like you pretend like nothing happened, and you pull things together, and then come back.
I think we might have
So
some cool stuff for you on our website. You check it out.
yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I think you do have like a brand called Coco Palm, right?
Coco Palm, yes.
Yeah, so that's good.
So
Yeah.
that's a
Now,
helpful sleeves.
yeah, 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 definitely. So
All
those are two of
right.
the fun stories, I guess.
All right. Um, okay, yeah. You also you currently trekking as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, what gets you going? I mean, outdoors, you know?
Um, with hiking, it started as some sort of a relief mechanism, like a coping mechanism, right? When like I said, I worked as a journalist. So when I started out, when I was a fresher, obviously journalism doesn't pay much. And I wanted to get outdoors. I wanted to do something outdoors, just be more in greenery. And what I did was, I didn't have the money to do it. So I joined this club called Monks on Wheels, and I went for one trip with them. And I loved it, but I wanted to go on more, and I didn't know how. So I went up to them and I told them, "Listen, why don't you hire me as a freelance, trek lead?" And they
Trek
were like,
lead.
okay." And these are all hikes that happen in the Western Ghats. Like Karnataka is blessed with Western Ghats, a part of Western Ghats. It's great. We have so many peaks. The forest is dense, and there's so much happening, right from the various mushrooms to bugs to the rain and leeches, and there's like so many stimulating things that's happening around, right? So I went up to them and they trained me for 6 months. They just let me go along this one, and I would look forward to it every month. Like once a month, I did at least one hike, and it allowed me to perform better at my work. Like it allowed
Yeah.
me to write more freely, like without a block, without exhaustion. And I genuinely love meeting new people on the hikes, like maybe showing them a new herb, like say pointing out and saying, "Hey, this is Brahmi. This is like this plant. This is this bug and this mushroom." And I think that how do I put it? That feeling of introducing them to something new, which is also something similar to why I'm coaching in calisthenics, I guess, kind of kept me going with hiking. So that's why I hike.
And you're doing 100 hikes currently.
Yes, so there is a person called Peter Van
Hmm.
Gitt, who I think a year ago who listed out a map of 100 hikes around Bangalore,
Hmm.
and he's just like roughly marked it and he shared it on the web. So I came across it and I was like, of course, I can't run to the Western Ghats every weekend because that takes 2 days. But Bangalore, again, we are really blessed because it's surrounded in every direction. We have hills, And this season, especially the monsoons and the post monsoons, is absolutely beautiful. It's green and cool, and you've of course heard of Bangalore weather,
Mm-hmm.
so it translates. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that opportunity to kind of in a very non-pressurized way document all of these hikes, and I try to take one friend along with me each time, like whoever's interested. And of course most of my friends are like will probably not want to do it every weekend like
Of
how I
course,
do,
yes.
but
Hmm.
everyone's delighted to come on one hike with me, or one ride with me. So it also becomes a, how do I put it, like a bonding process with them. And in the process I also get to put out something on Instagram and go explore these locations.
So
So
sweet
yeah,
of your friends. Really sweet.
they of course, yeah, I really value them.
Okay. Now let's talk about your training. I mean, training methods have evolved, techniques get refined, and new approaches emerge. How has your training regimen changed over the years?
Are you asking about my personal training
Yes,
or
your
like the way I
personal.
train my clients?
You,
Okay, my personal training.
you, I
Okay,
mean,
both.
okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. With regards to my personal training, there was a point in time when I was competing. Obviously, it was a lot rigorous. I would wake up in the morning, train, go to Times of India, work there, then come back, rush to the park where we train calisthenics, again train, and then come back home. So it didn't really allow me to have any social life, and it was, of course, like any like fitness competition or any rigorous competition, like you train with a mindset.
Hmm.
But I think after the lockdown what has happened is I got a coach during the lockdown. I had a coach previously also, but the coach was more for the competition. And then I got a coach whom I spoke to about training more holistically,
Hmm.
that I didn't want to compete anymore. So I asked Dr. Dhairya, who's my present coach, to train me to be able to do as many activities as possible. In the sense that I should be able to cycle, I should be able to skateboard, I should be able to, do whatever activities. I should be able to be fit enough and have the stamina to
Hmm.
kind of sustain and all the activities while not keeping any hard set goals in calisthenics itself.
Hmm.
So that is how I am approaching my own training. And personally, unless I'm training an athlete for a competition like a triathlon or an ultra marathon, this is my outlook towards coaching as well. No matter which client comes to me, I tell them life is not to be healthy. It's to have fun. Okay, so pick activities that help you have fun, and training should
Pizza.
just be like an aid.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Of course, like to be able to have food, it's not
You need to
about
train. Hmm.
yeah, cutting out all your food and not being able to enjoy or have
Hmm.
fun with your food,
Not about
right? So whatever
extremes.
it is,
Hmm.
exactly. So that is my approach to both.
So how do you plan your diet?
I'm usually, how do I put it?
Hmm.
What is the word? Like not strict. I think discipline. Yeah, I'm usually disciplined Monday to Friday, and of course I have help. I have a cook who helps me out with my food, and then over the weekends, because I was a journalist, I primarily wrote about food. That was my forte. So food is a very big part of my life, right? Like at the end of the day, no matter what happens, food is the one thing that makes me feel great. So over the weekends, my friends and I, there are some friends who really enjoy exploring the town and like new places or coffee places or drink places. So we go and like we try out some new food. So that's how I design my this one. But Monday to Friday, it's very disciplined.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And have all these activities helped you in other aspects of your life too?
Um, Certainly, I think, of course, any of these outdoor activities are always very mentally relieving, because I'm not like say it's whether it's hiking or whether it's surfing. These people ask me if I want to compete in these as well, and I said outright said no, because these are activities that I want to pursue without pressure, because it's already career that I'm focusing on, like, and putting all my efforts to excel in. But I can't take the pressure there as well. So these activities obviously come as more like as recreational relief activities. And while offering that, I think what has happened is every time I pick up a new sport, it really helps me stay grounded. That no, like, you may be great at one thing, but you're not amazing at something else. You still have to start from scratch. And I think that's a great learning that I take from any this one. And even for that matter, especially any of these outdoor activities, right? I think you would relate. With your hikes or surfing or whatever, there are so many things that come into picture: the weather, the animals, or whatever. There's so many things that can go wrong. So I think over a period of time, it has made me a lot more flexible,
Mm.
as opposed to being a control freak, and being too much of a planner. So that it has
True.
helped me grow mentally, and that has also directly impacted my career. Right? Like if I can't post something on Instagram today, like it's okay, or like to be able to when somebody misses a deadline from somebody I'm working with, that
Mm.
they miss a deadline, I'll go easier on them now
Okay.
than before.
Then earlier.
So yeah, yeah. So that's how it's
Okay, nice.
impacted me. Yeah.
Let's do a rapid fire feed with
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I'll ask
Yeah. Sure.
questions and yeah.
Done. Done.
Okay, one
Done.
piece of outdoor gear you can't live without.
Bug spray and tiger balm. Bug spray for mosquitoes and tiger balm for leeches.
Wow. Most challenging outdoor activity you ever attempted.
Surfing in terms of challenge, and any Himalayan, I think, like exposure to Himalayas itself is pretty, as a South Indian, it's challenging.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
A snack you always carry with you on your outdoor trips.
Energy bars, always, always.
Which do you think requires more stamina, a day of surfing or rigorous calisthenics workout?
A day of surfing. It's just you can leave you feeling very tired by the end of the session.
Okay. If you could have a workout session with any celebrity, who would it be?
Okay, so I've already worked out with one of my sports celebrities. Her name is Nisha Millet. She's an
Oh, okay,
Olympian
Olympian.
swimmer. Yes, yes. And I had joined a new gym and she happened to work out there, and I was totally fangirling. And I think this is something that I want to talk about. I was doing my pull-ups, and she walked up to me and she said, "Oh my God, I love the way you're you're
Wow.
doing your pull-ups." I think that was it. I've never felt so great in my life. So yeah, it was surreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, First thought when you catch a big wave while surfing.
Uh, we That's what goes on in the
Okay.
head.
Toughest calisthenics move you've ever mastered.
Um, Toughest, I think, in terms of the most challenging, I think it has and will always be a pull up, because the amount of
Okay.
effort that it took to get to my first pull up,
Hmm.
yeah, pull up will always remain the toughest
Early
moment.
bird or night owl.
Early bird any day, any day. Yeah.
Lastly, if you could go back and give advice to a younger Anupama just starting her journey, what would it be?
Um, I think just most of these outdoor activities are very overwhelming, because you see a cyclist cycling 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and when you're starting out, you can barely do five,
Hmm.
right? Or even if it's surfing, you're seeing the instructors do all of these moves. So I think I would tell the younger Anupama to, not be overwhelmed. Everybody starts from scratch, and to just tell yourself that they all started from scratch, they all struggled, and they all had their own journey. And in time, if you just put enough effort, you can just get there.
Fair
And the
enough.
second thing is, I think,
Effort and
especially with,
money.
yes, exactly, exactly. So the second thing is, outdoor sports can be very expensive. Right, in terms of the gear, the more extreme the sport, the more expensive the gear. So there's always a way around it. They're like how I did with my, trek guide thing. There's always a way around it, and if you really want to do it, you can find a way to do it. So don't let money come in the way. Try to figure out some other way. If you're younger and you're a student or something like that. So these are
True.
two things that I would tell the younger Anupama. Yeah.
Yourself and everybody, I guess, every newbie, whoever wants to
Yes,
do
yes.
anything.
Any newbie. Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Works for everyone. Yeah.
So what's ahead? Any future plans, new sports, new
I
activities?
think, yeah, no, I think like my family is just every time I meet them, they're like, "Oh, what new thing are you doing now?" Like, and my sister constantly tells this. She's like, "Stop making new things your career." Like, you're an engineer who became a journalist and now you're a coach. Like, enough. Like, stop making everything your career. So, in terms of new sports, I think I'm really excited about, snowboarding,
Oh,
because it
okay.
comes
Hmm.
along the lines of surfing and skateboarding. They're
Skating.
all
Hmm.
very similar.
Hmm.
So that is something that I'm looking forward to. I really want to um, learn how to ride a bike, a motorbike, and be able to ride in the Himalayas and do the mountain passes.
Ah.
So those are two things that I'm really excited about. With terms of with terms of coaching, it is to just be able to touch as many lives as possible and to be able to help and impact as many lives as possible with calisthenics, because calisthenics doesn't need how do I put it, doesn't need equipment. So it is a very affordable way of training yourself, and
True.
that can translate into.
So someone saying, "I'll teach you biking. You teach me calisthenics." I can't hear you. Sorry. Um, you're not audible. Can you hear me? Can people hear her? Yeah, now it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, in terms of calisthenics, just picking up some target groups, like, women who can't go to the gym, or, people like surfers who are fishermen's children who can't
Mm-hmm.
afford training. So, target these kind of groups and, be able to make a difference there.
That's really
So, that
nice.
is, yeah, yeah. Wow.
Okay, let's play a quick game for our audiences.
Mhm.
I'll ask a question. The first person to give the correct answer in the comment box wins 300 rupees in their OG wallet.
Wonderful.
And Anupama will check, decide who wins. So,
Yeah.
name one place you can surf in India. Someone was saying, "You teach me calisthenics, I'll teach you biking."
Yes. Oh, really? I missed the comment.
Someone was saying, "Can people who are not your friends even come to a hike with you?"
Of course, always.
Yeah, that's how you make friends,
Exactly.
Joanne.
That's how you make friends. Exactly.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
back to the quiz, guys. One place you can surf in India. Chennai? Is that
Yes.
yes?
Not
Yes.
exactly, but okay.
No? Who
Yeah.
you decide who wins.
Okay, I'll
There's
decide. Yeah.
there's Gokarna.
Yes. Gokarna, you can surf. You can
Yeah,
surf
okay
in
then. Okay,
Gokarna. Yeah.
Mr. Ved Sharma, you are the winner. Congratulations. DM us and we'll guide you ahead.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Anupama.
It was
Thank you.
it was my pleasure.
Uh,
Thank you so much for doing this with me.
no, it was totally our pleasure, and the audiences. And the audience has been great. Thank you so much. So many comments. Some naughty, some nice.
I'll go through it later. Yeah.
Actually, you
Awesome,
can't,
Ranjit.
but yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Let me go through
But
them
no worries.
right now. Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay,
All right.
no worries. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. And
All right.
if you have some amazing outdoor personality which you think we should do a live with, just DM us with their details, and we'll try to make it. Until next time, stay outdoors, stay safe.
See you. Bye.
Namaste. Yes, there's a last question. Do you teach online? Yes, she
Yes,
does.
yes, yes.
Your
Not
can
surfing, calisthenics. Yes.
can you give your Insta handle for our viewers?
Yes, it's simply Anupama dot Shivacharya, ANUPAMA dot SHIVACHARYA. You can
So,
easily find me on OutdoorGoats as well. So,
oh, awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So remember J. Asthana. That's the key to her handle. Sorry, bad joke. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.